people, they don't have jobs, they are waiting for a plate of rice just in front of them. They can't have it because they don't have a job to begin with. We understand the nature of developing countries, whether how they move on from the evolutions in China and to what there is now in the developing country, which is the second biggest producer in the whole world. How they move in this place. Why do MNCs willing to invest money in places like this? How do they grow in economy terms? How they use the labours as the imperative of getting investments from other countries, for having factories in their countries and providing jobs to people, and how they move from having no rice in front of them, now we have the rice, maybe a salted fish, and maybe a bit of potatoes and veggies. Our sense is very simple. In the context of a developing country, the first question, does the sanction from developed countries is justified? If they are developed and they look at developing countries, I believe that you have to recognize the human rights, you have to recognize the labor laws. But you understand that the sufferings only happens in developing countries. So what kind of sufferings and how to solve the sufferings should be left for developing countries to do it. A second stance is this. What we want to prove is the proof of organic change and how China has come from what it is in 50 years and how it is now in 50 years. And we believe that organic change is possible, Madam Speaker. After 20 years, after 40 years, what are the changes that we have? If we are forcing these laws to pass through, to have a very stringent labor laws to cause these MNCs to move out from China, this kind of progression is going to stop. When they have no food, now they have food, and now they will go back to places with no food. So few responses. The first response is on the point of being unhealthy, the quality of work is very bad, there are suicides. I believe that all of this is it's also exclusive to the case, because when there's unemployment, people they can't eat. People, of course, they will live in an even worse condition, and they will commit suicide because they can't feed the country. So we believe that the sufferings is better elevated in our case. And the second point on how they say that there will be a change in law in MNCs because there's a demand to bring a change. We don't believe so. Because MNCs, what they want is simple. They want to make profit. At the same time, they want to earn more money, to get more money. So what is the MNCs going to do after this? It's very simple. Because understand the developing country here is not just about China. You have a lot of developing countries, like India, like South Africa, in other places. They'll just move around. They go from China, they move to South Africa. So we don't believe that it's going to solve a problem or the change that they will talk about is going to happen in a very short time. We believe after when all countries are developed, it will happen, but it's not now. And we believe that forcing through this proposal is going to cause the progression that we have now. Yes, 1.1.
Ma'am, you're talking about these people, okay, they're going to get to work because they are unemployed, they get put food on the table. What's the point of having food on the table when eventually you're going to die anyway?
Because I will die in hunger if I don't have food. So now we look into two substantive I have. First substantive on how it harms the producing country if you pass through this proposal. And second point on how the sanction is going to distort the progression that we have here. So we look into the first point, how we produce the country. Like I say, what China economy depends on is the labor that they have in the country, the cheap labor they have in the country. So this is the first things that the government has to do in the developing countries to provide jobs, to provide employment. So the main problem in the developing country is unemployment because they don't have enough factories of their own. They don't have rich people to start countries of their own. They don't have economies running on their own. So they need people from outside to bring in the economy, bring in job opportunities. This is why MNCs is very important in bringing in what China is today. So if you can't solve the problem of employment, how is the situation going to be worse? I say that people are going to die of hunger, people can't afford to go to school, people can't afford to go out from rural areas to develop themselves. The poverty is going to sustain. This is what we think. Because they need money, and if the country, you can't provide the money, it defeats the purpose of having a government to protect the people. The protection is gone. And we have to analyze how China depends on PVC. It has the money, first of all, because they pay taxes when they build a factory in China. They do investment in China. So this is going to be a loss of profit and additional income in China itself. We find it harmful itself because China is now still developing with more money to provide for their own country, and they will discharge the money to all the people of the China population that you guys want. Because and then it also depends a lot on the growth in the technology that was brought in by MNCs. And then a very important point on how they bring in cheap products to also into the development country itself. Because the people now in China, they can buy cheaper products which is produced locally. They can buy Apple products now in China. It's not going to happen if the factory is not built in China itself. And why we say that sanction is not going to bring a change? But we believe in human rights. We believe in the other end of this apple, how these people fix this apple. But the thing is this. We believe in human rights. The right to employment is the first human rights that we should be given. And why we believe that organic change is better than forcing through this proposal to go through. Because of few reasons. Less investment for MNCs will move away, it harms the economy, less job will be produced, so and so. And also, it's also going to cause a loss in increase in income household in China, because most of the people in rural area, they depend on the MNCs to earn profit. So they need to save the money from themselves, move out from the rural area. So what has the opposition tell you? Very consistent stance. We want human rights, but it should not be cost. It be at a cost on how a developed country dictate what the developing country says. Developed countries are creative. They can have all the kind of laws that they want. But we don't think that the change they want to bring is justified, because the situations in developing countries is different. They demand different laws in their own country. The government, when they set up a law, has to look at the own country itself, unemployment problems, country-specific problems. We believe that the government in China is doing good for people in China. Therefore, we proudly oppose.
Thank you.